Rotarians out there and visitors and friends. And welcome to this special meeting of 5 clubs. This is very unusual, 5 clubs together. And we come together for one main reason, apart from fellowship, is to meet with our district governor. So if you presidents out there have your gavels or your bells, if you could hammer them or ring them right now, we can get this meeting underway. No bells, no gavels. Oh, we got one. I think it was Steve K. Okay, over to you, Jay, for the toasts.
What most Rotary clubs have been doing is bypassing the O Canada. So we're going to do that this evening, and we're going to give a toast to the Queen, a toast to Canada, and a toast to Rotary International.
The Queen, Canada, and Rotary International.
So with that, we'll move into introducing our guest speaker tonight. For many of you, Mark doesn't need an introduction, but for those of you who don't know Mark, John and I are going to split this, and then we'll hand it over to Mark for his presentation. And Mark, you should have access to share your screen if you want to provide a presentation. So District Governor Mark Chipman has been a passionate and engaged Rotarian since 2006, with a wide range of experience at both club and district levels. With Whitby Sunrise, he served as club president in 2012 and as a director on several committees, including fundraising at the Whitby Rib Fest. He feels privileged to have participated in humanitarian service projects like in Laos, Thailand, and Dominican Republic. At the district level, Mark served as chair of the 2013 District 7070 Conference, Rotaract Chair, Assistant District Governor, and chaired the 2017 District Foundation Walk prior to joining the District Governor team. He has facilitated workshops and breakout sessions related to public image, fundraising, and membership grow Rotary at several district assembly and president-elect training events.
Mark has also been very active in his community, having served on the Durham Environmental Advisory Committee, the Brooklyn Downtown Development Steering Committee, Durham Big Brothers, 100 Men of Whitby, and has been a champion of RBC Run for Kids. Mark is currently a director of RBC Technology and Operations Group in Toronto. Mark is passionate about sports and his beloved Leafs. Do I hear cheers or boos? And travel, having had the opportunity to hike and explore all 7 continents. Mark and his wife, Leslie, have been married for 23 years and currently live in Whitby with their 3 cats, Delilah, Brick, and Cleo. Fellow Rotarians, I give you District Governor Mark Chipman.
That's wonderful. Hey, wow, that's awesome. That's the best reception I've ever had in the past 40 times I've done this spiel. But I feel like I'm amongst friends here. And by the way, John, as of last Monday, it's 24 years now. So we'll have to have to update that intro. Anyway, so this is a record. I've spoken to 3 clubs at a time, but never, well, with the case of Courtice joining us today, 5 clubs. So hello, Rotary clubs of Oshawa, Oshawa-Parkwood, Fort Perry, Bowmanville, and Courtice. And it's great to be here. And I thank you to Presidents Trish, Sue, Steve, Christy, and Connor for the opportunity to speak. And thank you to AGs, John and Jay, for coordinating us. And I always like to start out just calling out new members. Al Loist, I think you're a new member for the Port Perry Club. Great to have you here. Erin Carter, where's Erin Carter? There she is. Recent member of Oshawa, great to have you. Is there anybody else who's a new member? Just wave your hand. And I say probably within the past year or so.
We have Amber Derby from
Amber Derby,
and
yes.
Jonathan Giancroce both from Oshawa.
Fantastic. Great, guys. I'm always happy to see new
Amanda
members
too, I
attending
think.
these sessions. Sorry?
I think Amanda's on here too, maybe not.
Is Amanda on here? I'm just
No,
looking.
not yet.
All right. So over the next 10 to 15 minutes, I wanted to touch on 4 key points. Who and what is District 7070? Opportunities in the face of COVID. I'm going to touch upon our district strategic plan and some of our key actions for this year. And then I'll finish off with some upcoming events and recognition of some Rotary superheroes. So first off, and I'm going to share my screen here. All right. All right. So from an international perspective, of course, our RI president this year is Holger Knack, fantastic guy from Germany. Met him in the International Assembly in January in San Diego. We are 32,000 clubs in 529 districts in 34 zones and well over 1 million strong Rotarians across the world. And we are in zone 28 with the recent addition of Michigan. Our zone makes up most of Canada, northeastern part of US, Michigan, and Alaska. And our district is just under 2,000 members. We are comprised of 55 Rotary clubs, 9 Rotaract clubs, and several Interact clubs. And I mentioned just under 2,000 people. And we extend from Etobicoke in the west and Belleville in the east and Alliston and Newmarket in the north. I always want to talk about our district organizational chart. And when I look around the members on this call, there are a lot of people involved in the district. When I go into these sessions, it's funny because people sometimes see me as the boss. I'm coming from head. I'm none of that. Our district is here to really support and serve the clubs. And I want to give an opportunity just to understand what is District 7070. So of course, myself as district governor, immediate past district governor is Beth Selby. And of course, your very own Ron Dick is the incoming district governor, DGE. We have a board officers with Larry Watmore as treasurer, Beth as vice governor, Joseph as our district governor nominee, and secretary who's on the call today, Charles Bridle. In the top left-hand corner, we have our AGs. Of course, John is an AG as well as Jay. They're 2 of the 16, and we have 2 coaches under Gord Leverton and Shirley Ross. But I recognize Emmy was also a AG for the Whitby Club many years ago, or a few years ago anyway. On our board committees, we have Terry Caputo as governance, Linda Ryder under protection. Very sad, of course, that Devin Biddle has passed away. Great man. He was our finance and audit chair. And under governance this year, we have a couple new committees. That's diversity inclusion, which Oshawa-Parkwood's own Heather Drakes oversees. Heather, I think you're on the call. Welcome. And leadership development with Dame Ganthan. On our district leadership team, we have youth services under Patty Wright, and we have Rotaract, Interact, RILA, Youth Exchange. I'll make note of Connor. Connor has been instrumental in the past several years in Interact when he was an interactor himself, and then he really helped that program along. So kudos to you, Connor. Membership is under Virginia O'Reilly. Action and Partnership Committees, which Ron actually chaired last year, but now it falls under Richard Mawhinney, and we have numerous areas there. Training, excuse me, training under Beth Selby. Public image under Dave Andrews. Dave, you do a fantastic job. We have an incredible public image crew under his leadership with Mary Lou Harrison and Whitby's Sue Miller, also involved in that committee. And we have the Rotary Foundation, Ted Morrison, the annual fund. I should mention as well, Ted Morrison was, of course, the past district governor and has done an amazing contribution to our district over the years. And minutes support is under Deb Murray with Secretary Charles Bridle and so on and so forth. So that's our district leadership team here, and we are truly here to serve the district. All right. So there's there's all the great things. I'll just flash by here. So opportunities in the face of COVID. So I always ask the question to all the clubs I'm presenting to is, how has your 2020 been? Well, if you want to hear my story, it's been terrible, much like most people's. On January 2nd, I was driving my Mini on Victoria Avenue in Whitby, and in the morning of January 2nd, and I got sideswiped by a transport truck, and I thought my Mini was going to be written off. My wife and I were okay, but I certainly sort of told the story of how 2020 was going to be. And then, of course, we planned to go to Hawaii, do the convention, and then do a cruise after that. I plan to take all the incoming presidents to Chicago for our annual trip to the headquarters there. And then I also plan to welcome 8 new exchange students that we had planned to come into Canada. So, of course, none of that happened. And yes, I am so tired of hearing the phrase, "You are on mute." But of course, it pales in comparison to all the many lives and businesses impacted. But at the same time, from a Rotary perspective, I see a silver lining in these dark clouds and an exciting time for Rotary. I referenced Sun Tzu from The Art of War, who stated that in the midst of chaos, there is also opportunity. And this aligns well with our RI President Holger Knack's theme that Rotary opens opportunities. And Holger noted that Rotary isn't just a club to join, but rather an invitation to endless opportunities. He emphasized that Rotary creates pathways for members to improve their lives and the lives of those they help through service projects. Everything we do opens opportunities for someone, somewhere. And we have seen Rotarians and Rotaractors in our district seize opportunities and react in positive and amazing ways over the past several months. We have played a key role in helping our communities during COVID. And I have the opportunity going across the district and hearing countless stories of Rotarians pitching in to help at food banks, distributing personal safety equipment, providing much needed funds to honoring Indigenous people or HIP program, or purchasing survival kits from Shelter Box. Worldwide, Rotary responded with over $5 million US COVID disaster response grants. And in our district alone, 42 clubs took advantage of the $1,000 district matching grants to help our communities during this difficult period. Excuse me, and I just want to mention that that grant has now been approved, and those clubs who participated in the application will soon be getting their $1,000 checks. And during this time as well, we also helped raise $25,000 for the AIDS, HIV, and Community Health Walk. In the Mill for Bill campaign for our amazing Bill Patchett, who passed away a few years ago, that raised close to the $1 million US target, well over the target of Canadian dollars for the great work for Rotary Foundation. In September, I witnessed many clubs in our district hold successful community events which were outside and COVID responsible. And I was honored and privileged to attend several of these events, including 13 bottle and food drives, e-waste collections, and Riffest drive-throus held by 16 clubs, including many of your own, on the weekend of September 26 and 27. Other clubs have started COVID responsible outdoor hikes and walks and community waste cleanups. So when I look at these pictures, and I just took these from Facebook. Here's Oshawa and all the great things they've done. This is Oshawa. No, this is Oshawa. This was Oshawa-Parkwood. All the great things that have been done. Here's Oshawa. Here's Bowmanville. And here's Port Perry. So, you know, there's so many great things, and kudos to your clubs for keeping engaged in the community. We have also pivoted and demonstrated resiliency in the face of COVID, finding new ways to engage in the community and raise funds. Secondly, we have embraced technology. We have been accelerated 5 years ahead in our adoption of technology. Many clubs are experiencing higher attendance numbers at their weekly Zoom meetings than they were prior to the lockdown. Our online district seminars have been regularly attended by over 100 people, more than we would see at physical gatherings. So it begs the question, perhaps future meetings will be a hybrid of physical gatherings and online technology. But with these new opportunities, it is a time for clubs to reflect, a time for change, and to be revolutionary. Sadly, the reality is that we are losing a lot of members in North America for many reasons. There's GoFundMe, there's cause-based initiatives. So the point is, now is the time to be ready for the future and embrace it and try new things, review your procedures, your events, your fundraising projects. Everything your club does should be reviewed now. This is a quote from Paul Harris. And Paul Harris, of course, is our founder. And this was quoted by Paul back in the early 1900s. And what he stated then is very true today. If Rotary is to realize its proper destiny, it must be evolutionary at all times and revolutionary on occasion. I read a person by the name of James Hollyman. He did a doctorate on recruitment and retention in service organizations like Rotary. And he noted that, rightly so, Rotary over the years has shifted focus from business networking to more community service. Yet most clubs still count their weekly meeting as the heart of their club. His general theory is that service to the community will bring members. Members will not bring service to the community. James quoted a few other former Rotarians who took part in this study. One person stated that the reason they quit Rotary was because the hour-and-a-half weekly lunch was excessive compared to the amount of good work and service the club was actually doing. The person stated that it felt like we were only going out into the community a few times a year. So in short, clubs should focus on serving the community. People don't join Rotary to attend meetings. One thing your clubs may want to do this year is host a strategic meeting and reflect on your mission statement and ask your members, where do you see the club in the coming years? Do you think people look at your product and say, yes, I want to buy that? If you had to form your Rotary Club today, what would it be like? Would it be any different than it is today? So with the world changing and Rotary changing due to COVID, let's not waste this opportunity to be revolutionary. Now, I want to just talk briefly about our strategic plan. I'll just step back a bit and state that a couple of years ago, Rotary International came up with a new vision statement. And I think this is brilliant. And I have this on the back of my business card. And if you're looking for an elevator speech, really this is what Rotary stands for. Together, we see a world where people unite and take action to create lasting change across the globe in our communities and in ourselves. It's concise, it's crisp, it's a one-pager, it's a brilliant vision statement. When we saw that at the district leadership team, we realized that we needed a modernized strategic plan for the district. So we went out and about a year and a half ago, we went out and contacted every Rotarian across the district. And we had over 800 respondents for surveys, workshops, and sounding boards to come up with a district strategic plan that our membership wanted the district to run with. So out of all the feedback from our membership across the district, we came up with 4 strategic directions. And by the way, I apologize if you hear my cat in the background. He's quite interested in what's going on. So the 4 strategic directions: do more together, use clear and consistent messaging, build awareness of and pride in the Rotary brand, and help clubs take meaningful action. This is a 3-year strategic plan, with the outcome hopefully will be that our Rotary family will continue to grow, or will grow. Members of our Rotary family are closely aligned with the demographics of our communities. Clubs are more fully utilize the skills and resources of their members, other clubs, and the district to better engage and serve our communities. And we will continue to be a North American leader in support of the Rotary Foundation, with more clubs accessing foundation grants and programs. And based on the strategic plan, we also came up with goals that our district leadership team is working toward this year. I'm not going to go over all those. There's numerous ones there. I'm just going to highlight a few. But we noted that Rotarians and Rotary actors across our district wanted the district to provide more training. So we've been providing numerous Zoom sessions relating to a variety of topics, including branding, membership, grant writing, the foundation, among others. And we'll have future sessions on treasury and membership as well. And we have a Tuesday Talks. It's an online series which is held on the second Tuesday of each month. and open to all Rotarians and friends and that's been proven to be very popular. In August, we had Nicole Beatty talk about fundraising during COVID. On September 8th, we had Dr. Todd Bowtie Jenkins. He's a young African-American who is in Harvard, and he's done a doctorate on diversity in social service organizations like Rotary. And he was attended by over 100 people at that session. And our next session is October 13th. We'll be focusing on leadership development in Rotary. So if you have a problem in your club with succession planning and ensuring that you have a diversity, this is a session you'll want to attend. So that's next Tuesday at 7 o'clock. Another action in our district has been the formation of a 10-member diversity, equity, inclusion committee, which Heather Drakes, as I mentioned, is overseeing. And they have a mandate to enable the district clubs to better reflect the communities we serve and be inclusive to all experiences and identities. More diverse voices in our clubs and in our leadership will help Rotary stay in touch with the changing world. And we're also excited to announce the creation of several other key committees, including, as I mentioned, leadership development, technology and information management, and environmental action, which recognizes that environmental sustainability is now the 7th area of focus within Rotary. And we're asking our clubs to focus on collaboration, seeing clubs come together to meet and share best practices and problem solve. And I can just tell you, we have a regional presence meeting on a regular basis, and many of the presidents from Durham region get together, and it is so beneficial to get them all together and share ideas. And many of the fundraisers that have happened over the past several months have been born out of those discussions between those presidents. Strengthening the partnership between Rotary and Rotaract within our district, and encouraging members to attend district and multi-club events, and providing opportunities for new members to meet and learn more about Rotary. We had a new members gathering on Zoom back in August, and we're going to have another one on November 18th. So I encourage all new Rotarians to join those sessions, to meet other new Rotarians, and to build up your Rotary network. We also have a Grow Rotary workshop. We had one on last Saturday, October 3rd. That went very well. We'll have future ones coming up. And then we're going to be putting on the Rotary Leadership Institute again this year, the 3 levels, with Sue Hunter leading that charge. So a couple things. First of all, I always say, make sure you have fun. I look at your 5 clubs and I know everybody's having fun. This is an incredible group of people. And I work every day, and I know how I don't want Rotary to be another job for me. So it's so important to have fun. And we're going to have the district conference, God help us, in April. We initially had a plan for October. We're now looking at April 9th to 11th. Our theme for next year, or our conference, is going to be Heroes and Champions. It's a celebration of heroes and champions within the district. And we continue to contemplate whether we're going to hold that conference, but I keep on hearing from a membership, they do want an event sometime in the spring where they can get together and see their friends who they haven't seen in many times. So we're still hoping that October or April will be feasible. So we'll keep our fingers crossed on that. So in keeping with the theme of celebrating Rotary Heroes and Champions, I do want to call out a few Rotary Heroes and Champions on this call. And I do always preface by saying every Rotarian is a superhero. The fact that you're involved in Rotary and doing community engagements makes you a superhero. But I'm just going to have a bit of fun, and I reached out to the president and say, hey, help me identify a couple of people who we want to recognize. So we're going to do that. So from Oshawa, this person has been a Rotarian for all of 3 whole weeks, and she immediately spearheaded a garage sale fundraiser. She secured a location in the middle of Oshawa, set about collecting items to sell, put an enormous amount of time before the sale, putting up signs and balloons. Then there was the entire day, supplied a pizza lunch, all while selling and chatting up the shoppers. A smile is always on her face. This is the type of Rotarian who inspires other Rotarians. It makes me think, and this is Trish talking, what's next, Amber? So Amber Derby, this certificate decrees that due to the commitment, dedication, and superheroic spirit to uphold the ideals of doing good in the world, you are truly a Rotary superhero. Next person. Congratulations, Amber. next person. This person has been a Rotary for over 9 years. He is from Oshawa. He's past president. And you would think that he would be coasting by now, but not this person. He is up for any task. Rib Fest, bottle drives, Dominican Republic. He is involved in so many things. And now that he's retired, he's even busier. The question to me is always from this person, Trish speaking again, what can I do for you? Such sweet words for a president to hear. This person is always ready to help and always smiling. What a great ambassador for Rotary. We all know our dear friend, Emmy, you truly are a Rotary superhero.
Yay, Emmy!
Yay.
There you go, Emmy.
And I could go on and on all for your club as well, Trish, but those two people are great to highlight. So from Bowmanville, both of these Rotarians never fail to step in, pitch in, or lead an initiative. The past year, this is Steve talking, I dare to say that neither has missed the club events. Both are invaluable members of the board. Independently, both have strived to get involved in district and other RI events. They regularly bring their learnings from these events back to the club to share. Finally, both of these Rotarians have demonstrated great concern for fellow Rotarians and members of the community during COVID. The first person, her regular club duties, and her role as a director of international service. And she's been the primary coordinator of our club's grocery delivery and subsidy program. And that person is Ellie Brooks. And Ellie, you are a Rotary superhero. Congratulations. The second person from Bowmanville, and I just asked each president to give me 2. So I probably could have 10 or 20 from every club. The second is club administrative director. He's doing an excellent job programming some very interesting meetings for the club. His enthusiasm in this role has kept interest in our weekly meetings high amongst our club members. And of course, he's assembled a team of great Rotarians to plan, which a few times I've had opportunity to attend, the concert to feed the need. And we all know the man in the shorts and the t-shirts, Joe Solway. Joe, congratulations. You are a Rotary superhero. Now from Port Perry, and Krista gave me a few people here. This person is a consistent advocate for the youth exchange program, often housing students in his family home with his wife. I'm not going to mention her name. This person is usually the first to provide constructive opinions that may go against the grain, but really help the club getting conversations going over the past 2 decades. This person is a well-known member of our community and well-versed and experienced on volunteering. Aubrey, congratulations. You are a true Rotary superhero. And the second person from Port Perry, this person came to the club from neighboring club in Uxbridge. Over the past year, he has been attending meetings and always been the first person to volunteer his time and resources when we have a function. He's hosted a very successful meeting at his home. He made everyone feel very welcome outdoors at a distance. And as a president, and this is Christy talking, she nominates this person as a Rotary hero because he is full of enthusiasm and always offers to help with her presidential duties. He's carving out a great future in his new Port Perry Rotary Club. And Al Loyce, congratulations, you are a Rotary superhero. Now from the Oshawa-Parkwood, this person is always ready to serve the community and maintains a positive outlook during these challenging times. And Sue could not say enough about this person. Janice Copeland, you are a Rotary superhero. Congratulations. Now this other person, I'm just going to put up his name. I get choked up talking about this, but so Devin was a good friend of ours at the district, and he was treasurer of the club for over 20 years. He passed away on August 28th on his 75th birthday. He did it all, administering polio drops in India, and giving monetary gifts, only touching the tip of the iceberg for his extraordinary service. He was in the midst of transferring his treasury knowledge when he succumbed to his illness. And of course, that's Devin Biddle, and we all want to say, you know, what a great Rotarian he was, and he truly was a Rotary superhero.
Mhm.
Yes.
Well done.
Yeah. And Courtice Club, I just want to say thank you to all your members as well. I know you've been working hard to get through COVID. And I know Connor, Marie, you always have done so many amazing things in the district and your club over the past few years. So thank you. You guys are Rotary superheroes as well. I just want to conclude, as we look ahead to the new Rotary year, and as Rotarians, we move forward regardless of the turbulent times. In the midst of chaos, we will find opportunities to grow and contribute to positive change. I often quote a writer, Leslie Dwight. She was on social media, and she asked the question, what if 2020 isn't canceled? What if 2020 is the year we've been waiting for? A year so uncomfortable, so painful, so scary, so raw, that it finally forces us to grow. A year that screams so loud, finally awakening us from our ignorant slumber. A year we accept the need for change, declare change, work for change, and become the change. A year we finally band together instead of pushing each other further apart. 2020 isn't canceled, but rather the most important year of them all. Maybe 2020 will be Rotary's finest year, as we evolved into an organization that is more accessible, recognized, and community involved than ever before. So I finish by saying I wish you well this year as we grow as individuals and as Rotarians in District 7070, working together to make a difference in the world and in our communities. So thank you once again for the opportunity to speak to really 5 amazing clubs in our district. Thank you very much. And now I guess it's back to you, Jay or John.
Yeah, so thanks, Mark. So I have the pleasure of thanking you this evening. So first of all, thanks for taking the time out of your busy schedule to come and talk to us this evening. Historically or traditionally, this is an event that we host in person. Obviously, these are different times. So again, on behalf of the 5 presidents that are on this call and all of the members in the 5 clubs that are here, thank you for taking the time and doing what you do. And just in addition to that, all of the preparation outside of tonight that you've done. Last year, for those of you who don't know me, my name's Jay Cannings. I'm an assistant governor. I'm on Mark's district governor team, and I'm an immediate past president of the Rotary Club of Oshawa. And as a president last year, Mark, along with Beth Selby and Ron Dick, put together the regional presidents meeting for all of the Durham presidents. And it's been fantastic. And Mark was one of the people that brought that together. And it was basically a full year of Mark preparing for his year this year, just as Ron Dick's doing this year for his district governor role next year. And Mark, it's fantastic. I've been a member of the Rotary Club of Oshawa for 11 years. And I can't say how proud I am to be a Rotarian this year under President Trish, and all of the work that the district has done, and especially within our region, Durham. And that's a big thanks to you, immediate past District Governor Beth Selby and District Governor-elect Ron Dick. The 3 of you have done a fantastic job. And again, on behalf of everybody in our district, and especially the 5 clubs that are on tonight, thank you for putting in all the effort and the time that you've put in over the past 6 or 8 months leading into your year as district governor. So thank you, Mark, for everything you've done.
Hey, thanks, Jay. Really appreciate it.
So moving on, I think Mark's in the same situation I am. We want to get to see what the Toronto Maple Leafs are going to do to get their parade route started at the draft tonight. So
yes, but I've got a few minutes if anybody has any questions. I certainly want to hear from new members talking about their Rotary experience so far. I do love the dialogue. I mean, I'm not meeting in person, but this is the next best option. And I love coming out to these community engagement events. And, you know, I had a chance to sing the best or worst song you can imagine. I guess my voice was terrible. Dave Andrews' voice was terrible, but some of the people in Oshawa-Parkwood and Oshawa had some pretty good voices at the bottle drive at the Oshawa Town Center. Emmy, your voice is very good too. But I have to say Dave's voice and my voice were terrible.
That's right. Thanks, Rhonda. Thank you, Rhonda, for trying.
Yes, Rhonda did a great job as well. So, you know, if there's anything you have as questions or comments, I would love to hear it over the next few weeks, for a few minutes or so anyway.
We
So,
actually
Mark,
have 17 minutes available, Mark, so you
Good.
can take a lot of questions.
listen,
All
So
right.
why don't we do this? If anyone has a question for Mark, if you want to just type something in the chat, and then either John Burns or myself can address you. I think Trish Best, I think you were about to ask a question. So Trish, the floor is yours.
yeah, thanks. Listen, the singing was so good. I'm pretty sure Joe Holloway wants to get a contract for everyone and maybe a gig or two.
We'll go up on stage for the next
You what?
in-person Feed the Need concert.
Joe, what do you say? Should we, is this doable?
Yeah, but it would have to be, because you can't sing along with everybody. So, there are ways to, if some people want to get like a Zoom choir together and put something together and sing a song, we'd be glad to have
A
it.
Zoom choir. I would be in for a Zoom choir. What song would you like?
Whatever you would
Like
like.
Inagata Davida or something?
Probably
Now
not.
you're
It's
aging
something
yourself,
seasonal
Trish.
or meaningful or fun or whatever.
Something seasonal.
Well,
Like
no,
what,
you don't have to,
Ghostbusters?
but, it's
Ghostbusters?
okay.
We are the world.
That's
We
good.
are the world.
Whatever
That's good.
you'd like, I guarantee if there's something you can do on Zoom that's, the better it is, the longer it would be. But if people have good voices and they like to sing, sure, go ahead.
I can tell you that the Rotary Club of Oshawa tried singing the national anthem.
Yes.
After we got the letter from the Canadian government telling us to cease and desist.
Really?
We don't,
I can imagine. Listen, I've been on to some calls and some meetings where "Oh Canada" is sung in 10 different
tempos.
oh my, it's terrible.
Tempo, people.
Yes. So.
Yeah,
anyway.
that's okay, Joe. Well, you know what? We'll talk later.
If you'd like, seriously, like
Do a Zoom choir?
whatever. If you want to do like 4 or 5, if 20 is too many,
A cappella?
go for it. Yeah.
Mark and I,
Tell me,
Okay.
Trish, I can't even hum.
When we,
Mark and I will lip sync. Mark,
when we
we
get
can
them
lip sync.
together,
Yeah,
we'll
that's what
get
we'll
a
do.
Zoom choir together. We're calling you, Joe,
Okay.
and you're going to promo us,
Absolutely.
right?
We'll see what we can do. I guarantee you we'll do something.
So let me ask a couple of questions. I'm gonna talk to a few people new. I want to say, Amber, I know we chatted early on. So I know you're Rotary superhero all of a sudden in 3 weeks, which is fantastic. How is your experience being in Rotary so far?
So far, it's been great. Everybody is so friendly. I feel like we've got a big family. I'm excited to see what the future is going to hold. And yeah, it's been wonderful so far.
Good to hear. Aaron Carter, new member as well. I know you've had exposure to Rotary the past several years. How are things in the Oshawa Club?
Ditto to what Amber said. Yeah, no joking. And so, no, really, it's been wonderful so far. I anticipate that it's going to be super fantastic, and the club is going to grow. So looking forward to be part of that, and that's it. And I love the sense of community.
Very good.
Exactly.
I want to call out Rachel Boyd. I forgot to mention Rachel does an amazing job helping out with our insurance questions and reviews of the district. Thank you, Rachel. And I know all I see is you helping out at Bowmanville activities. And of course, I had a chance to visit you guys at the bottle drive at the farm a couple weeks ago. Any words from yourself?
No, I'm loving everything, and yeah, the district insurance keeps me busy, but I like it, and I do encourage the clubs to reach out if they have questions. It's a lot easier talking to someone that is very familiar with the policy instead of trying to figure it out themselves. So
Yeah, and you've been great at that. Thank you for that. Heather Drakes, tell us about the DEI committee and how well that's going. Oh, you're on mute.
Go. Hi, everybody. The committee is going really, really well. I have a great team that are very supportive, and we should be having a survey coming out quite soon within this week that will be going out to the membership just to get everybody's views, and the survey will really help us on deciphering what it is that we would like to see done within the district district itself to encourage and implement diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Yeah. So thank you to Heather. This to me is one of our most important new committees, and you know, it's been discussed over the past year. We finally were able to kick it off, and Heather volunteered to lead that. So thank you for that, Heather.
You're welcome.
Any other questions or comments? Emmy, you always have things to say. Superhero Rotary, Emmy.
The only thing I'll say is that I will have my conga drum ready for the choir.
Okay.
No singing for me.
We need that as well.
Good evening. It's great to see so many faces and friends across the eastern part of Durham. So, and great presentation. Thank you.
And I should recognize that you were a former AG. Also, Wayne, I see Wayne on the call here. Wayne was a former AG as well.
Yeah, I was on the same time you were.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, and it's good to see Emmy.
Hey, Wayne.
Yeah, you got the same haircut, Emmy.
Thank you. You know what? I took over Wayne's clubs when he stepped down from right, Wayne.
Yes, we got to know one another for sure. Yeah, it was a great experience.
I also want to recognize Fred Mandrick, Big Dog. He, the Kids Against Hunger initiative, which we see across the district. He was so foundational, instrumental in getting that going. So Fred, kudos to you for that. You are a superhero as well for all the work you do behind the scenes on that. It's incredible what we do for that initiative. All right.
Okay, are there any more questions for Mark while he's here? No. Okay, Mark. Now, do you have another meeting you have to go to tonight?
No, I just have to do some real work for my job that pays me, but that's all.
Okay, so just to I'll just give you guys a brief overview of what the agenda is. We have one person that we're gonna give the floor to in a minute, and then we're gonna go through the 5 presidents, and they're just gonna give us maybe a 3 or 4 minute overview of what their club has been doing since they became president. So I'm going to call upon Joe Solway to just give us an update on Feed the Need. So Joe?
Yeah, thank you so much for giving me the time. You know, I remember I was a new member who got this crazy idea to do this concert to Feed the Need, and I went around to all your clubs, and you know, my knees were shaking. I didn't know any of you, and just great support. So thank you so much. I want to tell you about our 3rd annual concert to Feed the Need in Durham. As most of you know, Feed the Need is an agency which serves outlets across Durham region, 62 member agencies, food banks, shelters, soup kitchens, all sorts of things. This is going to be our 3rd concert. This year is going to be virtual. The last 2 were, of course, concerts at the Bowmanville High School. So it's virtual. It's going to, and it's going to be, we're looking at December 20th. It's going to be like a telethon. It's going to run for a few hours. At least that's the plan. People can come in and out, and there will be a link to donate. Sorry, I'm reading here. I don't want to make mistakes, and I want to speak quickly. Our co-hosts this year are Allison Archer, Carolyn Ellis and Jerry Archer, the morning show team on KX96. If you've been to the first 2 concerts, you know that Carolyn has been our co-host the first 2. Just some quick talent and notes. Unbelievable talent from across the region, as always. To name a few, Callista Wilson, Ugly Horse, Cheryl Ireland, Hunter Sheridan, Leah Daniels, Cale Crow, Andy Earl, and this year an incredible gospel singer, Nicole Sinclair, who for many years was the lead soloist for the Toronto Mass Choir. They are one of the great gospel choirs in this country. We're really lucky to have her. And a couple of local dance troupes. Being virtual, we can do a little dance, which you couldn't do on a stage. Last year, the concert brought in over $14,000, which translates into $98,000 worth of food. That is because, of course, for every dollar donated, Feed the Need can distribute $7 worth of food. And this year, the need is especially great, as you can imagine. Executive Director Ben Earl was just telling me the other day that the demand for food assistance has gone up by at least 30% since COVID began across Durham. So this year's concert is more important than ever. We're going to be relying on public donations, of course, and on sponsors. And I know that some of the clubs have already made a commitment to help out. Really thank you for that. And if you know of anyone who'd like to be a sponsor, let me know. We can approach them, or you can approach them yourselves. Might be better. We are working on a sponsorship package now, which should be ready very soon. And the sponsorships, as they were last year, are going to start at $250 and go up to $2,500 if we're so lucky to get that. Also, if anyone has any ideas or would like to help out, let me know. Those things are always in demand. My email is, well, you can look it up. It's solwayjj@gmail.com. Again, the date is December 20th, and thank you very much for being so supportive the first 2 years of the concert. It's a great event for a great cause, and hopefully somebody asked me how it's going, and I said, well, I got lots of names on paper, so let's make it happen. Thanks.
Great job. Good one, Joe.
Thanks, Joe. Now, one of the things, Joe, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is not just a Bowmanville Rotary Club initiative anymore.
No. Well, no. It's. I mean, we I reached out, and a number of clubs are taking part in it. We have the 2 Oshawa clubs, and hopefully it'll grow from there. So
yes, one of the things when I was thanking Mark, one of the things Mark did, again with a district governor or a past district governor Beth Selby and district governor-elect Ron Dick, is brought the Durham clubs together. And one of the things that we've been trying to do in the past 2 or 3 years is do projects together. So my club, the Rotary Club of Oshawa, along with Parkwood and Bowmanville, Bowmanville started this, and we're kind of jumping on board a couple years in, but this is one of the things that us as a district want to do. We want to do more things together. It doesn't just have to be a Rotary Club of Whitby or a Rotary Club of Bowmanville event or Port Perry. It can be 2, 3, 4, 5 clubs together. So anybody on this call, if you have an interest in that, you can contact Joe and put your name in to help, because there's always bodies that are needed in events like this. So
that would be wonderful.
To John, myself, or even Mark, if you have any questions with regards to this event.
Yeah, love to have as many people on board who have ideas and are willing to make a few phone calls and help put things together. That'd be great.
I can't type fast enough, but a couple of things I wanted to add here. Number one, it's Al Loyce from Port Perry. I'll volunteer for any club that needs help. I think we need to do more of that locally. We brought it up, is that clubs have to get together, especially with COVID, and unite to run events, bigger events. And I find when I joined Rotary, I didn't know all the things that Rotary did. So I mentioned that to my president. I think we need to get more out there to bring new members in of what Rotary does in our communities. And it is community. I was always told it was a business club. And when I got in and saw all they did, it had very little to do with a business club. So I think we've really got to unite as a district, because we are a community, and there's lots of small towns that don't have Rotary around Claremont. You go out the other way north of me, and we've got to start to get into these communities as Rotary, and as a result, we will draw more people into Rotary. So I really love that idea. Thank you so much. And anybody's got my name, I will volunteer for any time I can fit in for any of the clubs.
So that's why he's a Rotary hero, because he volunteers for everybody's club.
Alan, I'm going to send you a link to the next Durham Region Cluster Group, which is the 10 clubs in our area. And you can join in the discussions there, and you can see what all the clubs are dealing with together. And you can take part in as much of it as you would like.
Thank you so much. What an honor.
Yeah.
Thanks, Al. So just moving on. So I'm going to call upon each of the presidents, and we're going to go in this order: Oshawa-Parkwood, Port Perry, Courtice, and Bowmanville. So if I can call upon Rotary Club of Oshawa President Trish Best.
And I'm here. Hi, Jay. Thank you so much. I appreciate the opportunity. So how much time do I have, Mark? Like 30 minutes, you said? 30. Oh, you know what? Never let a prosecutor start talking. We never shut up. So I just want to tell you some of the things that we're doing. And first and foremost, I have to tell you that our membership is increasing because we've lost some, but Rhonda Gorham is doing an absolutely amazing job. Every time I get a call from her saying, so you want to have coffee over at the Cork and Bean? I know, we're meeting another new member. And you know what? I now associate the Cork and Bean with laughter, fun, meeting new people. And now the people at the Cork and Bean know that I take my coffee black, like my soul. So they're all, it's all good stuff. So some of the things that we've done is we started out with a bottle drive right in July, just because I wanted to kick it off fast and get going. And then we did a garbage pickup at Rotary Park. And that was really great because people came out. Yes, we were physically distant. Yes, we were wearing all the proper protective gear, but everyone was so happy to see each other. It was awesome. So we did that garbage pickup at Rotary Park. And the hard part is getting everyone to leave at the end because we all want to sit and talk. Then we did the drive-by for Bill Sterling. As you know, Bill Sterling turned 92 in August. Ooh. So about a week or so after his birthday, we went over and did a drive-by. We honked our horns, we had signs, we had balloons. And what is amazing about this is 2 brand new members showed up to do the drive-by, and they didn't even know Bill. But they saw Bill. I made arrangements. I'd called Bill and said, you know, why don't you just hang around the front doors? He goes, you can't come in the building. And I said, I understand it, Bill. I won't be coming. I promise. Can you just be downstairs? He goes, okay, no problem. Well, he saw us. He heard us coming around the corner. We're honking. We did 2 loops, and it was wonderful. It did so much for him, and it was such a giving thing. And I have to tell you, I was overcome with emotion. The people coming out for Bill, and they didn't even know Bill, and what it meant to him. He's 92 years old, and his Rotary Club, he didn't renew his membership this year because he just can't come out, and it's beyond him. He's let's say he aged out, and it was a sad day to have him say, you know what, I can't do this anymore. But that doesn't mean that we don't remember who he is, and he has given so much to our club. So we did that. We've done a yard sale. Thank you, Amber Derby. Amber, you also already heard, is one of our heroes because, quite frankly, she went, okay, I'd like to join. Oh, I'm joined now. Can I do a yard sale? And she's off like a racehorse. So and it was very successful. So I'm already storing up all my stuff for the next yard sale. I'd suggest you all do the same. Then we've had another bottle drive. So I have a lot of ideas. We have our foundation walk, and we haven't broken it to the club yet, but I'm guessing it will be in. Because we're going to do, Rhonda, I had been talking to, I believe it was Rhonda Gorham, and we've been talking about doing it on the 25th. So I think that works for me. So I'm going to go out. I have a selection of costumes I could do. You know, nothing's a French maid. But I have a witch. I have tooth blackout. I have stick-on warts with the hair coming out of them. They're quite good. So basically, I am uber proud of our club, of what we've done and what we will continue to do. And we're going to branch out more. We are going to get into more things. This is just the start. This is only July. This is what, 4 months? Yeah. Let me finish out the year. So that's it. 26. I've got 24 seconds to go. Thank you, Jay. I'm done.
I'm just kidding.
I just got the hook.
No, you know
You're
what?
not kidding. There's a certain amount of truth in every joke, Jay.
Yeah. Well, one thing we all learn as president is, and everybody that in this room probably been president or will be shortly, is presidents can talk and like to talk. So anyways.
Doesn't everyone want to hear what I say? I get a captive audience every Monday.
Yeah. So moving on, Susan McKinnon, are you still there? I know we lost video and audio, or she's muted.
I'm
yeah,
here now. I'm here.
Okay.
But
Thanks,
why do
Sue.
I have to follow Trish? I'm not a talker. Anyways, I guess when the COVID started, we had phoned a community youth to ask them what we can do to help. And they had called back and said we could help with Meals on Wheels. And I was under the impression that was just a temporary thing to do. But now it appears that Monday morning is our time slot. So I have been delivering Meals on Wheels with one of our members. And actually, it's really humbling because you get to see people that are shut-ins, and there's a few gentlemen that they only have themselves. So I deliver a meal to them and they want to talk a little bit. So I give them, a minute, but I have to think, okay, Bill's downstairs with the car running and somebody else is waiting for a meal. But also what happens when I deliver Meals on Wheels, in an apartment, I ring their buzzer and I'm saying Meals on Wheels, and people will stop and say, oh, Meals on Wheels, what are you doing? And just this past week, I had one gentleman said, he says, when I'd like to volunteer when I retire. And so I'm telling him about Rotary Club and the Meals on Wheels, and I looked at him and I thought, you look like you're 80. When are you going to retire? But anyways, we have been giving money to the Backdoor Mission and Feed the Need. We joined the Oshawa Club for a food drive, or a bottle drive first, and that was a lot of fun, a lot of work, but it was a lot of fun. And then, of course, the second bottle and food drive we did with the Oshawa Club as well. And again, that was at the Hoot. And we are planning a walk in the park on October the 18th. And I have picked the Cullen Gardens path, not the park. There's a path going through Cullen Gardens, which is really quite nice. It's paved and it's even and it's not hilly. So we have some members that, are walking a little slowly nowadays. So we want to accommodate everybody in the club. And I went to the Ajax Rib Fest on the weekend and was so thoroughly impressed. I thought my club has to do something like that. So we are in the middle of planning something. We're not sure what it's going to be yet, but it's something, and we want to do it before Christmas. So that is my club.
Perfect. Thanks, Sue. Next up, so Sue, that was Rotary Club of Parkwood, Oshawa, or Oshawa-Parkwood.
Yes.
Next we have Rotary Club of Port Perry, Christy Stone Curry.
Hi there. I'm kind of new to the group, so hello. And I'd like to just say hello to my members that are here to support everybody. So I see there's Larry, Akko, Darren, my VP, who's irreplaceable, and Al, who's volunteering for everything. So it's great. So Al's our hero, and you'll see why. So the Rotary Club from Port Perry is, we've been here for a really long time, and we're quite active in the community, just like all the other clubs. So it's taken a bit of a hit with COVID. We've really tried to regroup just like everybody else, but I think we're off to a little bit of a slower start than some of the other clubs. But I think we've really found our footing, and we have a few different fundraisers that we're replicating from other clubs, because none of them are original, but they've been successful for other clubs. Catch the Ace, and then we're going to try to do an online auction, and we may draw upon some of the other clubs for a little bit of help here and there if we could. We're struggling just a little bit with our membership. They're not so keen on the Zoom, although what I have found is, and I have heard that a lot of clubs are actually having better attendance with the Zoom. So we'll see. We're going to start Zooming all the time. We were meeting out in the middle of fields and by fires, and it's just got a little cold now to do that. So, but we're managing through this, and we've not lost a member yet, and we have the camaraderie that we've always had. So I think everything else is just gonna come together nicely for us. So there we are.
And I'll put a plug in for the best reason to go to Port Perry is go to the Piano Cafe.
Yes, yes. And that could be part of the reason why we've off to a slow start, because the president was trying to pick up the remains of her business. So there, and homeschool. So there we are. But I'll make it up to everybody.
That's perfect. Thanks, Christy.
Thank you.
Next up, we have Courtice. Connor, are you still?
Yep, I'm here.
You still here? Perfect.
Okay, well, so I'll start by saying traditionally our Rotary Club in the summer reduces our meeting schedule. So in this case, this year, we kind of just started that a little early because that's what we had to do. And unfortunately, a lot of our big events we do in the summer that sort of pave the way for the rest of the year. We host Blue Jay games where we take everybody in and we get a ton of money off of that. Casino fundraisers, we have some trips to community festivals where some of the people who have a hard time getting up there, we'll take them on a bus. Everybody has a great time. Obviously, all that was canceled this year. And so we kind of had to start thinking outside the box, and a lot of the club members reached out to me and said they had concern with doing large fundraisers or events or, you know, things with a lot of public contact. So we talked amongst ourselves and we sort of pivoted. And we switched away from our generally big fundraising projects and focused on a little bit more of the community outreach, which we sort of haven't done in the last couple of years. So we held a lot of drive-bys and birthday parades for shut-ins, including we have a lady in our community who's 102 years old. And so that was a really cool one. And we also had some parents who reached out. They had children who have different abilities. And they were having a hard time explaining to their kids why they couldn't have a birthday party. So that sort of was an option that gave them something special that they could have on their birthday without having to have a traditional party. We also had some socially distanced lunch with seniors. So people who were shut in and couldn't get out. One of us, we would sort of get an email from somebody who said, hey, I'm kind of concerned about my neighbor across the road. They don't really have anybody. And one of the members would pick up and go and grab lunch and go sit with them and have a conversation. And that was really positive. And we also helped people who have immune deficiencies in our community, as well as some seniors, just getting groceries and pharmacy supplies, anything like that, just to help them get through. And so it's not our traditional Rotary year, but I think what it's done for our community is really positive.
That's great. Thanks, Connor.
Thanks, Connor.
And of course, our favorite club we save for the end, President of Bowmanville, Steve K. Floor is yours, buddy.
Thank you, Jay. I thought Trish was going to have my spot on the agenda because they normally save the best for last. So I guess they did in a different way. Well, like many clubs, we've had a busy first quarter of the Rotary year. The club decided to embrace the motto of Rotary International this year, service above self. Even before COVID hit, I think we were trending that way. But the first quarter, the highlight of it has to be our summer squad, our community respite program that we started up as COVID kind of encroached on us. Our club hired 4 really dynamic young people to lead this community engagement program. At its core, the goal of it was to put a smile on as many people's faces as possible. And they led events like a drive-in movie, creating a painted rock garden, a car wash, mobile concerts to long-term care homes, volunteering at Life at Memorial Park in downtown Oshawa, respite visits to families with children with special needs, and partnering with Valley's 2000 for a nature walk, just to name a few of the things that this fantastic group that we put together did. They were a fantastic group of young women. The inadvertent benefit of this was a fantastic rise in our club's profile in the community. The squad gave Bowmanville Rotary a fresh, youthful, energetic face that, well, we hope some of that lingers because I'm not going to be delivering on that. We've also been rolling up our sleeves working on community projects. We've been doing some maintenance at the local women's shelter, community litter pickups, helping the Salvation Army with projects, but the most prominent was brainchild of Gord Wallace and Ellie Brooks. We started our grocery delivery and a little bit of a subsidy program for high-risk families. So far, we've done over 120 grocery shops for 22 different families. And Ellie would probably pipe in and say that number is already too low. Other things on the administrative front, we have a strong and really engaged board. I'm a lucky president. We have just completed a detailed review of our bylaws that were passed by the club last week that are going to result in a new election process, just as one example, that's going to result in a good balanced board that's really representative of our membership. Our club has also been rethinking its approach to fundraising. Christmas trees and ribs and brews will continue to be cornerstones of what we do, but we're looking at other things. We're planning an art show. We're looking at planning a Grand Fondo, a fundraising bike ride, and other exciting projects, not to mention the concert to feed the need. Our membership is growing. We've had a few recent inductions, and we've got a full pipeline of prospective members that are attending regularly. I think Abhi's on the line, not to mention a few others. My dog's trying to get out of my office right now, so forgive the noise in the background. But they're strange times. We're still finding ways to get fellowship, barbecues, golf days, nature walks. We're still averaging about 26 members. 26 members per Zoom call. Tried to get back to in-person meetings. She really likes when I speak, so you know that's just her excitement. We were back to in-person meetings for one meeting before the numbers rose. We're back to Zoom, but all things considered, the state of Bowmanville Rotary is good.
Perfect. Thanks, Steve. One of the things I'll say too, just I know I follow almost every Rotary Facebook page, but I know Bowmanville, you guys do a fantastic job on your Facebook page. Whippy does too.
Rachel,
I'm probably, it's probably recency bias because I've seen those the most in the past week or so, but I know our club does a good job on it too. But what I would say to the membership, because we talk about this on the regional presidents calls, is post that stuff on Facebook. And if you are a Rotarian, follow, like if you're a member of the Rotary Club of Bowmanville, follow Oshawa, follow Whitby, or like their pages so you can see what they're doing. And then also what I would say is, if you have an idea, don't be afraid to go tell your president what your idea is. And then the president can then share that with the other presidents on our monthly regional presidents call. Because like Mark said in his talk today, is the majority of the things we've done in the district is because of those calls, the bottle drives, the whatever we've done in the community. It's mainly because of those. The 10 presidents have put their heads together and said, we're going to do this. And then everyone kind of jumps on board and we do it collectively or share ideas. So again, I would suggest everybody here, follow or like everyone's Facebook pages, and you just get a lot more out of Rotary that way. You see what is going on in the community, what other clubs are doing, and it's fantastic what the clubs in Durham are doing for our communities. So
Jay,
most of us are on Facebook, so if you can do that, that would be great.
Jay, I think I would go a wee bit further than that and say, before COVID, we used to actually physically go and visit other clubs, join in their meetings. Okay, COVID's here, but it's never been so easy to join in other clubs' meetings. And you start to get a feel for how other clubs work, how they deal. You'll get a lot of pleasure out of it. I know Jay, myself, and all the other assistant governors, it's a part of our job, shall we say, to attend other meetings. I would strongly recommend it. Go out there, join in the other clubs' meetings. They'll be happy to see you, and you'll come away feeling good, believe me.
Yeah.
I'll just
Well
finish
said,
up the story. I joined a San Antonio club meeting the other night with the Toronto Rotary Club, and there was a guy from Texas or San Antonio. He wanted to try an American drink, so he heard about the Caesar. So he put together Caesar. He got his vodka. Well, he thought it was fish paste that went into the Caesar, and he hated the drink until somebody informed him that, you know, it's Clamato juice. You may not find it around here. So that was his experience with the Caesar. So these are the kind of things you get the opportunity here from other clubs in the world, right?
Absolutely. Yay. Does anyone else have any other things they'd like to talk about? Because again,
Dave Andrews.
I do have something, as a matter of fact. We got a big day coming up on October 24, World Polio Day, but we have a very bigger day coming up October 22nd. That's a Thursday at 7 o'clock at night. We are all invited to tell the whole world who we are in Durham Region, because we're going to host the 2020 World Polio Day in Durham Region. And it's going to be again from a global classroom, and we want everybody to join us. We will be broadcasting worldwide. We'll show the proclamations and the flag raising that's been going on in our own little area called Durham Region to the entire world. And we're going to hear Dr. Bob Scott. He's going to be talking to Ian Risley, the past president of Rotary International, about what polio is doing. Bob will be giving us the most up-to-date information on what Rotary's doing. Pretty important stuff. We're even going to hear from our incoming RI president by the name of Jennifer Jones. So we're all going to be together. So please join us all. We encourage all of your members to join us, and we're encouraging the public to join us this year too, to hear what's going on, what Rotary's doing to eradicate polio. You may get a member or two out of it if you invite a few friends to come and take a look. Real easy to Google, and of course it's on our district Facebook pages and websites and stuff like that. But just Google World Polio Day 2020 Global Classroom, and up it will come. We'll be all set. Our district governor, Mark's going to even be on there too, as a matter of fact. So we're really going to have a good time that night. Thank you.
Yeah, you all should get an email eventually from Charles on that, I believe, with the link to join and all the details. We have our final World Polio meeting on October 14th, so
yes,
all the fine details will come out after that, and it will be shared across the district.
And on the meeting tonight, I think we have about 6 out of the 10 people are on the committee. Thank you, Jay.
Yeah. Joe, did you want to add something?
Yeah, I did. You know, I know there are a few new and newer members here. One of the things that I would encourage people to do is when things come over into your inbox and they're about district meetings or larger Rotary meetings, check them out. You know, I did a lot of that. And things like Grow Rotary and anything that that can put you in touch with other Rotarians across the region, you know, across the district. It's great. It's really inspirational. You get ideas and you meet a lot of other people. And I would encourage anybody to do that.
Okay,
Perfect.
anybody else got something they'd like to say? Ron Dick's very quiet.
I'm just being respectful to our assistant governors who are doing a great job of running this meeting.
We want to hear some wisdom from you, Ron. Come on.
Well, that's District Governor Mark's job, and I'm very supportive in his wisdom.
I love it.
Well done, Ron.
Are you Saskatchewan, Ron?
Can I ask a question, if that's all right? I just, if I could, I just want to find out if there is an interest across the District 7070, or at least in Durham, to do a wedding bell kind of a fundraiser where, you know, we all drag our wedding dresses out of the closet and you gentlemen drag your tuxes out, or whatever, to, you know what, just to have some fun with wedding dresses, and or if you don't have one, go and buy one at the secondhand store.
I'm always looking for an excuse to wear my kilt, Trish. So yeah.
Oh my, Steve, do you know the question is, what does a man wear under his kilt?
There's nothing going under a kilt. It's all in perfect working order.
Absolutely.
I'll tell you the answer, the proper answer to that when I see you in person. I'm not doing it on here. Not happening. I've been sitting here
My
drinking
tux is
wine.
about 20 pounds ago.
Yeah, but I'm just wondering, is there any interest? Because I know that there's some women who like Skinny Minnie over there who wouldn't fit into her wedding dress because she's lost like 100 pounds. And but there's others that, you know what, you may be able to like bobby pin it or slingshot it or do it like, you know, something that, you know, not to trash the dresses, but just to go out and have a wedding dress kind of thing. Or if you want to wear a tuxedo, that's good too. I look great in a tuxedo. I'd wear a tuxedo, a bow tie, a tuxedo. That would be awesome.
I got married in Las Vegas, so I'd have to remember my dress.
We will have Elvis there. I'm just wondering, is there any interest in that, or should I just do it with my club? Because it's going to happen with my club because I want to wear my wedding dress again.
I think our club would think that was neat.
Really? What club are you with?
Port Perry.
Port Perry.
Yeah.
You what?
Yeah, we're from Port Perry.
It's
wedding dress is in a dumpster.
What's that?
I can hardly wait to see Terry Coyne in a wedding dress.
But there's some of us, I mean, some of us can't fit into our wedding dresses. Some of us, the wedding dress swims on us. Some of us are lucky, but you know what, you just go out and, you know, so make your wedding dress available to someone else who is the size that it was, and go out and have some fun. I think that it would be a real attention getter. Just
I love wedding dresses. Husbands wear our wedding dresses.
What's that?
You can make your husbands wear our wedding dresses. I think that would be more fun.
Oh my God, he would look adorable. He would probably fit it too. And you know what? I would hate him if he made it look better.
Hey, Jay, I
Yes.
think we should end this meeting now. I do not like the direction it's going.
On? I'm
Going
thinking
off the
something
rails.
with a lot of like lace.
I concur, John.
I don't mind wearing my kilt, but I'm not going to wear a dress.
John, I'd love a man in a kilt. Just, you know what, there's something about a kilt that is just so awesome. Anybody who has a kilt?
There you go.
All right.
At least two
Okay,
of us.
so thanks again, everyone.
Good, yeah.
Wallace has one, Burns, me. Yeah.
And
I was
Wallace.
just wondering.
Yeah, and everybody for joining us. Can't wait to get back to doing these in person, and I'm sure we will have a big get together once it's safe for everybody. So thanks again, everybody. Have a fantastic evening and the rest of the week. And if that is all for the good of Rotary, meeting is adjourned.
Thanks to the
Thank
5
you,
great
Dave.
Rotary
Bye
clubs.
now.
Appreciate it.
Bye, John. Bye, Mark.
Bye. Love you
Bye,
all.
y'all.
Why didn't it let me?